Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're not just going to talk about fractions. We're actually going to build a complete toolkit, one that's going to help you solve even the trickiest fraction problems you can find. By the time we're done here, you'll have everything you need.
So let's just kick things off with a challenge. Take a look at this beast of a problem. If seeing something like this makes your brain just kind of want to shut down, hey, you are not alone. But what if I told you that in just the next few minutes, you're going to have all the tools you need to solve this, and it won't even seem that hard? Trust me on this one.
Okay, let's dive right in and grab our very first tool from the kit. This one is all about getting a handle on what it really means when we multiply fractions. See, it's more than just a rule to memorize. It's a whole concept.
Before we even get to a formula, let's just look at what's happening. We're trying to find 5/7 of 3/4. So imagine a cake, right? First we take 3/4 of it. That's the blue shaded area. Then we take that specific piece and we find 5/7 of it. That's the yellow area. The part where they overlap, that purple bit, that's our answer. And if you count them up, there are 15 purple squares out of 28 total squares. We're literally finding a part of another part.
And this leads to an amazing little trick. It's simple, but it is so powerful. From now on, whenever you see the word of sitting between two fractions or a fraction and a whole number, I want your brain to just immediately think multiply. So 3/5 of 12 isn't some weird question, it's just 3/5 times 12. It's a fantastic little shortcut.
And here's the best part. The actual rule for multiplying is ridiculously simple. You just multiply straight across. The top numbers get multiplied together to get the new top number, and the bottom numbers get multiplied to get the new bottom number. That's it. No common denominators, no crazy steps. It's probably the most straightforward thing you can do with fractions.
All right, let's grab our next tool. Now we're going to tackle division. It always looks a little scary, doesn't it? But it has this really clever secret that, believe it or not, makes it just as easy as multiplication.
So here it is. Here's the secret. When it comes to fractions, you never actually divide. Nope. Instead, you turn every single division problem into a multiplication problem. And how do we do that? We use something called the reciprocal, which is just a fancy way of saying you flip the second fraction upside down.
And this is the whole process right here. It's like a simple three-step dance. You keep the first fraction exactly the way it is. You change the division sign to a multiplication sign. And you flip the second fraction over. That's it. Keep, change, flip. Just lock that into your memory.
Okay, time to add a couple of specialized tools to our kit. These are the power tools we pull out for specific jobs, like when we need to simplify a fraction or get ready to add or subtract. We're talking about the highest common factor, or HCF, and the lowest common multiple, or LCM.
Now look closely at these formulas. You see that? There's this really cool kind of opposite pattern going on. To find the HCF of the fractions, you find the HCF of the top numbers and put it over the LCM of the bottom numbers. And for the LCM, you just flip that whole idea on its head. Find the LCM of the tops over the HCF of the bottoms. That little symmetry makes it so much easier to remember which one's which.
All right, we've got our tools. We've got multiplication, division, HCF, and LCM all ready to go. Now, it's time to grab the instruction manual, because that's what's going to tell us how to use all these skills in the right order. And here it is. This is our roadmap. This might be the most important tool in the whole box. It's called BODMAS, and it gives us the exact order for solving problems. You have to follow the sequence. You start with anything inside brackets, then you deal with any of operations. After that comes division and multiplication, and you always finish up with addition and subtraction. Sticking to this order is the absolute key to getting the right answer every single time. Hey, remember that really intimidating problem from the beginning? Let's use our new toolkit and our BODMAS roadmap to take on a similar one step by step. We are not going to guess here. We're going to follow the manual to the letter. Okay, first things first. Our roadmap says B for brackets. So we scan the problem and we find the deepest, most buried set of brackets inside. We're going to solve that little piece of the puzzle first and just ignore everything else for a second. See? It's already a little bit simpler. We're still on the brackets rule, so now we work our way out and solve what's left inside the next set of brackets. One step at a time. We're just chipping away at this thing. All the brackets are gone. So what's next on our manual? It's O for of. And we already know from our toolkit that of is just a secret code from multiply. So let's do that multiplication and make this thing even simpler.
And there it is. After all of that, after working through the brackets, dealing with the of, and using all our tools in exactly the right order, that huge, complicated problem just melts away into one simple number, 2. That's the power of having the right tools and the right roadmap.
So now, you've got the toolkit, you've got the roadmap. The skills we just used to break down that monster expression are the exact same skills you need for problems you might actually see in the real world. So, have a look at this one. The question isn't just, what's the answer? The real question is, where do you start? What's your first move to figure out the weight of that empty bucket? Take a second and look at this problem. Think about the tools we just put in our toolkit. Which ones would you pull out? What order would you use them in? See, the real power isn't just in knowing the rules. It's knowing how and when to apply them. You're ready for this.